Hey guys, welcome back to episode 206 of 5 Drinks to Midnight. And in the show, we bring the questions, guests bring the drinks, we try to wrap up before midnight. Today, we are headed to Birds to meet up with the legend that is Steve Schneider. But before we do, like and subscribe, hit the bells, the whistles, leave a comment if you like what we're doing. Let's get started. Midnight, 5 drinks, 5 questions, midnight. Thank you for having us at Birds. How you doing today, sir?
So good.
Awesome.
The best days. Right? That's right. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
I've
I really
been a fan
appreciate
of you for a while.
No, I'm more of a big fan than you. So I'm so excited. I'm so geeking out right now. So thank you so much. Question one. Jump right into it. What are we drinking first?
Classic Manhattan.
Okay.
Right. So one thing about our cocktail program here at Birds is classics. I designed a place that any bartender would experience could just hop back there and work, and that's exactly what happened. Okay. We got our booze on a Friday, and we opened on a Friday. Zero training, nothing.
Awesome.
Just a couple veteran bartenders. Hey, this is your well, this is your call, this is your premium.
Done.
There are your cocktail
There are
menus
your
right
cocktails.
back there, which is a list of 20 classics. Martini Manhattan, Negroni, Old Fashioned, Sidecar. You name it. Bloody Mary, Espresso Martini, Daiquiri, Margarita. And it's been so good and refreshing just to make the old drinks while the live music plays. We have live music every night. We're closed Mondays and Tuesdays at the time of this recording. Okay. But 7:30 and 9:30 are the music sets, 1 hour. On the weekends we have a third set late night. Okay. And some of the best music in the city and one of the most amazing, perfect sounding rooms as well. The acoustics here, my partner Asaf, he pretty much designed and built this place. So soft cherry wood and this like felt all over the walls and the way everything is designed.
It's fucking gorgeous.
It's almost like it's almost like we're in the studio, but you don't want to necessarily be in a studio where you can hear your own heartbeat. You want a little bit of reverb, you know? So, but the bands, they play here, they love playing here. We like to take really good care of them, and they sound amazing. Nice. And there's no noise in here. There's just sounds. Okay. And that's really important when you have live music. Awesome. There's a lot of amazing venues, but maybe the acoustics aren't as good. The acoustics here are so good. Right. So I think classic music, classic cocktails, and it's just a place people sip on martinis and Manhattans and listen to. Perfect. A lot of people call it a jazz bar, but we just like to call it like a music bar because we have everything from soul to jazz. Jazz is a nice broad umbrella term, but it could be so much more. And we've had multiple Grammy Award winners, nominees, to local artists. The first Saturday of every month, we have Fred Thomas, who played bass for the JBs, for James Brown.
Yeah, it's awesome.
With Ramsey Jones, ODB's oldest brother. He's on the drums.
All right.
Amazing time. So funky stuff. And then we have obviously some classic jazz stuff, some local people, really accomplished musicians from all over the world and stuff. So we've been open since Labor Day-ish, 2025 so we're relatively new at the time of recording. Okay. And it's been so much fun.
That's awesome.
Just classic drinks, classic music, in just a beautiful room that's thoughtfully designed and intimate.
Fuck yeah. Cheers.
So Manhattan, one of my favorite drinks. The martini's gotten a lot of
buzz.
Buzz, but I've always been a Manhattan guy. Okay. At heart.
I'm a big Manhattan guy as well, and again, you made this with
Old Overhaul is our well rye.
So that's right close to my heart.
Yep. So here's the idea again, leaning into just like old school kind of bar. We have 3 tiers of pricing: well, call, and premium. Right. And it says that on the menu. Okay. It's like basically there's 3 of everything. All right. More or less.
So every classic. 3 different tiers.
More or less, more or less. Sometimes in gins we have like two premiums. Okay. And then maybe the more expensive whiskeys or like agave products, they have their own sort of tier, ultra premium. They have their own prices. But more or less, it's like we have Old Overhaul, and then right now is like Rittenhouse is the call, and then the premium is the Victor's or whatever. Right? Nice. So like that would be the 3 tiers of pricing. It allows me to be dynamic and just bring in products that make sense at the time, work with a lot of different people, and also just make it streamlined for the bartenders. Okay, awesome. your calls on the middle shelf, your premiums on the top, and your
nice.
wells in the well.
All right.
You got 20 drinks, set
Yeah.
yourself up however you want, and there you go. I send specs out, but it's like if you need spec. This Manhattan I made, I like a 2.5 whiskey, half ounce of sweet vermouth.
Okay.
3 dashes of bitters. And this cherry is a brandy cherry, so it's been soaking in brandy.
Very
Yeah, just to
nice.
give it a little extra,
Very nice.
a little extra, But Manhattan always one of my favorite drinks.
Gorgeous. All right. So question 1 is a little bit of an origin story, but we know your origin story because we watched it grow up like Hey Bartenders.
My house here, my home sweet home. Yes, I'm officially in the house.
So, spoiler, he got the coat.
He survived.
He did.
He's still alive, everybody.
I guess like even asking your origin story is a weird one because again, we've seen it, but like, how was it like growing up in that situation, and then also like being like 20 years later, or I mean the documentary isn't 20 years old. You have 20 years of like plus experience.
Yep. At this point, I'm entering my 24th year of being a bartender. Yeah. Cheers.
Congratulations. Cheers.
Salud.
I mean, at this point, do you consider yourself like a bartender in New York, or do you even consider yourself like a global bartender, or
Listen, I'm just a guy that just tries to get the job done.
Okay.
I am behind the bar. I'm at Sip and Guzzle Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm here at Birds on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm off Thursdays and Fridays. That's my general schedule.
Okay.
All subject to change based
Sure,
on
sure.
what I need to do,
Sure.
or
Family.
time of year,
Yeah.
family, the whole
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah.
Things
Things,
get in the
life.
way. But that's my general schedule
Okay.
that I like to stick to, and
Okay.
I've been pretty much sticking to that.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I'm behind the bar. I make drinks for people. I
Yeah.
make drinks for people. I take their money and I say thank you and come again. You
Yeah.
know, it's like so. I think that's bartending.
Sure.
But I'm not in the pool because I'm also a partner and bar owner, so I'm not in the tip pool.
Yeah.
So that's good for the other bartenders.
Yeah.
They like that.
Come see
it's
you.
a body pushing sales and
yeah.
getting tips, and
Yeah.
they get to walk with it.
There you go.
But no, it's been the most fulfilling time in my bartending career now. Listen, growing up at Employees Only all those years ago during the Hey Bartenders, filming days, fun.
Right.
Super fun. It was the most fun I've had in my life.
I bet.
It was a wild time, don't get me wrong. I've gotten a little bit older since then. But now is the most fulfilling time. I'm a little bit on the older side. I've been a bar owner now for 10 years. I told you 24 years total. It's I've seen a lot. I mean, now I'm the oldest guy on staff.
Right.
And that's.
But you're still so young. Like
Yeah. 43.
Yeah.
this year. But so it's been super fulfilling, but the clientele has changed as well. Whereas back in the day, there was a lot of allegiance to. There was more limitations.
Okay.
I guess. Allegiances to like what they drink.
Okay.
I drink bourbon only.
Right.
What can you do with bourbon only? I drink vodka. I drink gin, and there was no really wavering from the base spirit.
Okay.
Where now, I think a lot of people are focusing on the ends, justify the means. Where like at Sip and Guzzle, our top-selling drink is a yuzu margarita that's made with a Japanese shochu called mugi, which is made from barley. But it's like a margarita made with yuzu, but
Right.
with this different shit,
Yeah.
shiso and yuzu and all this stuff. And they just see yuzu. Oh, yuzu.
Yeah.
Something that looks like margarita. They always call it a yuzu margarita anyway. So then it's like, shochu, whatever. Yuzu, great. I love yuzu. Go for it.
Yeah.
It allows someone who's creative it's more tools. Where now, like, I don't need a bourbon drink. I don't need a gin drink. I don't need this drink or that drink. I can play with flavors, and the end flavor is what they're looking for now, for the most part.
Sure.
And that has been super fun and fulfilling. And to be the oldest person on staff generally, it's fun to sort of work with a younger generation as well. They keep me young because they're so funny. Young people funny. Yeah, they really are. You get a little worried.
Yeah.
When you're the old school guy coming in, and I was. But the more I work with young people, the more I'm just loving them.
Yeah.
They're just as funny and crazy as we were.
Yep.
Whatever, yeah. It's just different style, yeah.
Love it. Well, speaking of young, so I reached out to, again, mutual friends and people who have done the show before to ask you questions. And one of the questions that we had comes from Jessica Manchester, and she wanted to know if you could go back in time and tell your younger self a piece of advice while filming Hey Bartender, what would it be?
Oh, man.
Because again, you were so young back then.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I can kick my own ass, I would. Geez. Listen, probably, if I could just pick one out of a hat, save your money. I was burning the candles at both ends, you know, and it's like, I remember I was making money hand over fist, employees only at the time. At the end of the year, I had nothing to show for it. And, you know, just and I looked at what I had, and I was like, I don't have, what the fuck did I spend my money on? You know, you're making money, well, you know, you're traveling around, you're having a blast time of your life. You gotta budget yourself and learn about that stuff, you know, learn about the bar business, about managing not only your money, the business as well, on someone else's dime before you make that leap, you know. I feel like I was at the right age at the right time where I finally made the leap from bartender to bar owner. You know, if you wait too long, you might not have the energy. If you go too quick, you have incomplete ideas and you're not as mature as you need to be. Because once you become a bar owner, shit gets real.
Yeah.
People's livelihoods are on the line. And I've talked about this a couple of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not just a owner or a manager, but you affect people's livelihood and
I know, I mean, I'm not one to sort of pat myself on the back, but I really focused when I was coming up on just being somebody that was as reliable as they come.
Okay.
Someone needed off, they needed to call out, they knew they could call me in a moment's notice, and I'd be there.
Right.
I lived and breathed the business, and I just wanted to be known as the person that you can rely on. When I came in to cover a shift on a night I don't normally work, and I'm working service bar, and the servers are happy, like, oh, you're working service, and they give you a little of that made me feel really good.
Nice.
You know, just be a reliable hand,
Okay.
and it'll come back to you, because then people are going to want to work with you when you take that next step. When I go, hey, open in our own spot, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, count me in.
Yeah.
If you're in it for yourself, then you're gonna be alone.
Well,
and you can't do this alone.
Sure.
I'm over here talking to you on camera, but I didn't get here on my own.
Right.
There's so many people. There's a laundry list of people and situations and bars that have helped me along the way. So
Awesome.
I value that.
Awesome.
So I'd like to think I did that right. It took me a while to get used to my own finances and stuff, like I was talking earlier. But at the end of the day, it's that.
Well, again, just our last follow-up. With 24 years into this, what makes you still love it?
What makes me still love it? I don't know. Like, it's all I know now,
Got it.
I guess. It's my job. It's what I do. It's how I make my money. It's how I make a living. I stuck in this business because I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I don't know why you wouldn't enjoy it after a amount of time. For me, I find it more baffling for people who don't enjoy it after all this time. You know, it's one thing, especially when I came up. I came up during a time where you didn't know a recipe, you just made the drink red. You hit it with sweet and sour mix, and you were good.
Yep.
You know, the disco shot tail end.
Right.
You know, nobody really gave a shit or cared about anything. You know what I mean? But it was super fun, and you got into business back then because you kind of fucked up something else.
Yeah.
You know, you worked with, you know, criminals, borderline criminals, and people that who messed up in one way or another and ended up being a bartender.
Yep.
You know, now there's college courses. I was part of something that helped develop at FIU in Miami. I helped develop a sort of a course that was taught there for bartending. I had a small part, but I would have never thought back in 20-something years ago that maybe college for hospitality.
Right.
So it's a legitimate profession.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us that worked hard for that. And yeah, so that's sort of, I got into business because I was in the military. I got injured and I knew nothing else. It's the only time I could make some cash. I was working in the base gym, right? I was handing out towels at the gym, and then on the nights I would be working at a bar in Washington D.C.
Okay.
Disco shots,
All right.
draft beer, and I stayed in it because I didn't want to go back to school. It wasn't for me. I got discharged from the military for my injuries, and I just I loved it so much. It's like it's the only thing that made me happy, gave me life.
Well, you talk about how it made you calm, like to be a bartender, and it made you calm. Was that like, again, not to get too much into it, but like repetition, or because again, like I do not think of a bartender as a calming job. Like it seems very much.
Well, I thrive on the vibe, the energy, the hectic stuff. Volume is my thing.
Okay.
Right? High volume is what I live for. And I found that out during COVID. So, in Singapore, for instance, I got the bar out there. And I spent some time there during COVID, and there was so many restrictions. And one of them was no music, groups of 2 only that have to be, 3, 6 meters apart, whatever it is. And it was the worst. The act of making drinks was not enough.
Yeah.
I need that energy, that vibe, that feeling of danger.
All right,
Almost, I guess,
I love
you
it.
walk into a bar, you feel that air of danger. It almost feels like you're waiting in line to go on a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to feel the thrill.
Right.
You have a couple of drinks in you, and if the music and lighting is right, and the energy is right,
Right.
it's an unforgettable experience and moment. And I like to always try to chase that feeling and stuff. So always keeping an eye on the lights and the music, and I look at the guests, look at them and see, even observe them.
Yeah.
See if they're in the right frame of mind.
Gotcha.
If they're grooving and feeling it. And that for me, it's like, did you ever see like a movie scene where you walk into like the guy walks into a bar or whatever, and the camera's panning behind them. There's like a scene and everything.
Yeah.
And for me, that's kind of like what I envisioned. And everybody who walks into that curtain, what are they going to see?
Right.
Right. And people looking good. The lighting is right. The music is right. The sounds of the ice. The sounds of the music. And everyone's
It's all like
looking,
a symphony almost.
Yeah, and they look really good. The lighting is balanced so that they look the best and they feel good. And I don't know, I just love that scene, that visual scene for me. That's what I chase. And the drinks for me are a garnish.
All right.
They're a garnish to a great night out.
All right.
That's what it is, yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. That's sort of my vision. That's what I try to achieve, more or less,
Fucking love it.
Yeah. And the drinks, of course, they're the garnish.
Yeah.
But they better be fucking good.
Yeah. Fucking love it. There we go. Question 1. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh man, you're beating me.
Yeah. Excited, love it. Right. Drink 2. Question 2. What are we drinking?
Okay, drink 2, Tom Collins.
Excellent.
Another classic.
Oh, I love it.
Refreshing, easy to drink. Gin, sour soda. Done.
Super
Yeah.
fucking beautiful too. Just a glassware. Again, I'm still gushing on just how beautiful the bar is. So
Well,
it is
thanks.
gorgeous.
Again, another thing about the classics we make at Birds is that we just wanted something, again, that any bartender could just hop there and make, but also we didn't want to go crazy with the ice program. We just got cold draft cubes, and just put everything on there.
Okay.
The cold draft cube is nice. It's good enough. Just you do it, you make it. That's fine. No spears, no nothing like that. Although I use tons of spears at like Zip and Guzzle, for instance. Just here we wanted to keep things as just streamlined and as I don't want to say easy because that sounds like I'm shortcutting things, but just thoughtful, just basic stuff. Again, a bar that any bartender can just hop there.
Nice.
They don't have to worry about all different types of ice and stuff like that. It's like here you go. Up, and we got a delivery.
There we go.
The job never stops.
There we go.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
That's where we
So
left,
that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, Tom Collins, one of my favorite drinks. Super refreshing, easy to make. Everybody knows it. You can garnish it with orange and cherry flag. I like a lemon and cherry flag for this one. Super simple. Cheers.
Cheers.
Also, hold on. Let me sip this first. Refreshing, easy, nice and lemony.
That's so damn good.
Yeah, I like to use dry gin. The original Tom Collins.
Yeah.
The sweetened gin. What was it? Old Tom gin. All that stuff. Yeah, but That's what we got sugar for. We're good. Yeah, we'll sweeten it ourselves.
Sweeten it up a little bit.
You know, Tom Collins is always one of my favorite drinks, but then I was in Tokyo recently, and I went to one of Shingo, my business partner, old friend. I went to one of his places called SG Low in Tokyo. That's like an izakaya sort of food place.
Okay.
And they have a massive list of lemon sours. Lemon sour in Japan is pretty much their version of a Tom Collins.
Sure.
You know. So I was like trying to figure. I was like, why are they so fucking good? Why do I love this so much? And I'm like, oh, it's a Japanese Tom Collins. yeah, I got it. Okay. So that's why I really love an old Tom Collins. It's super simple. You know. I remember this, my first bar working, it was one of the drinks that somebody ordered at Tom Collins. I was like, fuck. And I was, still a late teenager at the time.
Sure.
And the general manager, he was so old to me, he was 30. The old GM bartender.
Old GM.
Yeah. What the fuck's Tom Collins?
Yeah.
Gin sour soda. Easy. And I never forgot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously it was.
It
was shitty gin, sour mix, and club soda. Same trick. I love the classics, the simple ones, and again, if you're making a cocktail that has like a half dozen ingredients, or more, 8 to 12 ingredients.
Too many, right?
No, but it has its place. A lot of prep intensive stuff, a lot of care goes into the little nuanced flavors, this and that. But you can mask some stuff every now and then. Like you can hide things in it because there's so much shit in it.
Right.
But one thing about classics is that you can tell high quality booze versus not high quality booze. The juice has to be as fresh as possible. So all these little things that you need to consider for a well-made classic is something that I'm trying to dial in over here at Birds. Is that all the little things are done right. A classic, Manhattan, Tom Collins, the gin's got to be super good. The juice has got to be fresh, and the soda's got to be nice and carbonated and bubbly, and there you go. Because you can fuck it up.
Right.
As simple as it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's with the classics, because you talk about how loving working with the young bartenders, but like again, a 3-ingredient cocktail is really one of the easiest things to fuck up a lot.
It really is.
It's
it really is.
An old fashioned, or like even a Manhattan, like you said, Tom Collins.
Yeah, so I haven't ruled out a cocktail menu here at Birds, but I just love the idea of just a place that kind of feels like it's old New York, has been around for a while. Sort of matches Nama and Asaf, my partners. It sort of matches their vision when it comes to just the whole idea of Birds and the old kind of nod to the old jazz clubs of yesteryear.
Yeah, love it.
And we've worked well together.
Nice.
We've known each other a very long time. So Nama and Asaf are a brother-sister duo. And they used to work in the Poison.
Okay.
And they left 18 years ago, and that's left an opening for me to get a job.
Oh, wow.
I took Asaf's job.
Oh, no shit, okay.
Yeah. And that sort of started our friendship, and every time Asaf kind of came in, and Nama came in, I wanted to impress my older brothers and sisters.
There we go.
They're a few years older than me. And people I've always respected, they opened up Lighthouse in Brooklyn.
Okay.
16 years ago, whatever it is now. And they asked me to be a part of this project last summer. And before they even finished their sentence, I said, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, of course.
They had their kind of closely tied to music and the scene there, and they have this location here in the West Village, and they're like, "We just kind of want someone to kind of head up the bar program, kind of align with our vision," and I was like, "Absolutely, 100%." So to be able to work with people that I've admired for a long time and people that I consider friends is really nice.
That's awesome.
It's really fun.
Fucking awesome.
Here we are now.
And again, it just proves again how small. We're in one of the biggest cities in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And yet we're in a very small community, and just to be able to.
And of course, going back to classics as well, I'm not going to sit up here and say that's all I drink, because I do like more prep intensive drinks and more modern technique-driven cocktails and all the cool shit people are doing. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But every now and again, it's just nice to sit back and just enjoy a gin sour soda.
Yeah, can't go wrong. Well, yeah, again, we just talked off camera about how I fucking love the Wagyu old fashioned at fucking S&G. So like that's fucking amazing.
Going back to Guzzle, that's sort of the idea behind Guzzle were called comfort drinks.
Yeah.
Flavors you know with drinks you love.
Yeah.
That's how we got the whole Guzzle New York idea. Whereas sip is a bit more mysterious ingredients.
Sure.
Like us at Guzzle, by the time you're finished reading the title of the drink, you should have an idea what the fuck you're getting.
Yeah.
Whereas sip downstairs, the tomato tree is one of the highest selling drinks. It is the highest selling drink down there. But it says gin, fruit, flower, leaf, sap.
Yeah.
That's the
That's it.
description. So it's like what? Well, you know, it's tomato. Obviously called tomato tree, but
Right.
it's
And gin.
you want to talk about this thing more. So that's the place you get the drink, and as you're sipping it, the server or bartender will kind of walk you through what the heck what is this thing you're drinking. Whereas Guzzle, the Wagyu old fashioned, should be pretty much. It has its own level of prep. Don't get me wrong, but it's more comfort driven.
Oh, very much. It's.
I wasn't about to try to do what Shingo does, because first of all, it's not me.
Right.
Secondly, I can't do it as good as him. So I didn't want Guzzle to be sip light.
Right.
I wanted it to have its own identity.
Nice.
Right. When we were developing the cocktail menu, I remember him and I were talking about just the concepts in general, and I wanted Guzzle to have every drink to have an identity. Like if you went to another bar and you drank a drink, I wanted you to say, "This tastes like a Guzzle drink." What that was yet, I was still figuring out, but I think we're kind of getting there.
Nice.
Where it's a comfort, a riff on a classic is an easy way to say it.
Sure, but no.
It's a flavored classic,
Right.
more or less. But how we incorporate the flavors is always either using modern sort of methods or modern techniques.
Well,
and
now,
whatnot.
I mean, now that you say that, like now knowing like upstairs, like you read the menu, like the title, you know what you're getting.
It's about accessibility and comfort.
Yeah, I love
Because
that.
downstairs you sit down I want to warm you up, but you drink
Yeah.
what you know and love upstairs. Downstairs is where you get a bit adventurous,
All right.
and I think that's the full sip and guzzle experience.
That's fucking awesome.
And a lot of people do, when they get it, they get it.
Yeah.
For me, I care less about if somebody likes the place or not. I just want them to understand it. So, yeah, because if they like what we're doing, that's subjective.
Sure.
Yeah. But if they go, I didn't get that place, then I feel like it's such a failure. You know? So that's something that to take into consideration, I
Fucking
guess.
love it.
You understand what we're doing here? Yeah. Classic drinks, classic music.
Yeah, done. Perfect.
Great acoustics. You get it. You understand.
Yeah. Sold. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking love it. All right. So question 2, you've worked at some amazing places across the globe. I mean, from like Singapore, Panama City, Shanghai, like everywhere. Like you have traveled the world. What is one thing you think that those cities or places taught you that New York couldn't?
Well, I don't think New York couldn't have taught me it, but you definitely, it opens your eyes to how big the world is. You know what I mean? I went. I opened my first bar 10 years ago. It was employees only in Singapore, and as soon as I landed, I was a lot more New York, than I am now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? I mean, they need to be done this and that, but that's not how they do things. You know what I mean? Every place taught me something different, right? And Singapore taught me that I can, in fact, do this, because that's the first. When you open your first bar, there's a lot of self-doubt.
Sure.
Because you want to do it, you feel like you're ready, but there's these feelings of failure scares you.
Yeah.
The looming, what if you fail? Because I left a really good job here in New York to go to Singapore, and I invested all the money I had in there as well. So I really made a leap of faith, and I just believed in the employees only brand at the time. I believed in what we were doing, and I just thought I was ready. So everything aligned. I had opportunities to open up bars before that, but I finally made that leap. At Employees Only New York, we had about 20 people that have been there over 10 years. You know what I mean? So it's like when someone new joins the team, you have a whole entire community training one person. It's like a swim. Over there, it's me trying to train over 20 people on what it's like to work at Employees Only. What is Employees Only all about? Like, what is this bar? They just hear it. It's an award-winning bar, one of the pioneers of cocktail culture, this and that. But what exactly does that mean? New York prohibition doesn't mean shit.
Right.
In Singapore, like, what does this mean?
No
so
sense.
it's about the ethos, about everything that we're all about, the way we work, the way we even handle the menus and stuff, the way we do everything. Was there was intention behind all that stuff, so I had to train all these kids on how to do that, and how to be employees only bartenders.
Okay.
What does that mean? It takes years to understand it, and I had to teach these kids on the fly, working every day. It was drained the life out of me. There were times where I was filled not only with self-doubt, but just in pain, you know, being up 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I remember, it's kind of funny, but we were open for, this was like December. We opened up in mid-June, December. I'm sitting there 7 days a week. I had never took a day off. Finally convinced me to take a day off, and in Singapore, there was the London's version of Broadway.
Okay.
They did a performance of Les Mis.
All right.
And I was sort of blown away by it. I'm not a big theater guy, but I enjoy a good show like everybody else. And I was like, the music, the blocking, the costumes, the lighting, everything was great.
Awesome.
You know? But now, as I'm watching that, I'm like, I bet someone went in the back and said, "Oh fuck, I fucked up," but I couldn't tell.
Right.
So it was like a message to me, I think, saying, "Steve, chill out. Not everything has to be perfect. These kids are working hard. Like, just relax." Like, for me, I was anal on everything. You know what I mean? So, I kind of just like chilled out a little bit, and then sometime in like the second, third week of January, I walked in and I said, "Thank God, they were good." I gave him a chance to fuck up a little bit. You know, I gave him a chance instead of just trying to teach him how to do everything. I said, "Just be quiet, just live your life. I got you." So that started making me more of a safety net figure than an authority figure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Hey, go do your thing. Live your life, bartend, have fun. Fill the register, fucking make the drinks, you know, take pride in your work. I'll be here if you fall.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's sort of huge in my growth. And then, of course, went to Panama. I learned a lot about more GM stuff, right? Because I was always just like the drill instructor.
Yeah.
I was more the bar manager, the inventory guy, the trainer, sort of heart and soul figure. But then I had to do more like general managing and like more just managing all the other shit of the business, you know. And that was a fun experience. It was a self-funded project with some of my old employees, only colleagues.
Nice.
They own Dear Strangers now on West Fork. Some of the best people I've ever worked with. I called it a bachelor party, but with no groom. It was just all the idiots, you know, like like in the Hangover movie, you know. You don't even see the guy who's gonna get married. You barely see him.
Mike Tyson? This is my favorite part coming up right now. He still got it.
He's on the roof the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, to spoil the movie for anybody, but yeah. So that was just pure fun. And then we had a good run, made a few bucks, and then COVID. It was cheaper to just close.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my partners wanted to extend the brand, and a couple of them opened up Dear Strangers, and it's a really awesome place if you haven't been. Just one block away from Sip and Guzzle. Yeah. Shanghai taught me a lot of patience, but it also taught me, polished me a bit. That's the first time I worked with Shingo. And Shingo and I have been friends a very, very long time, but I'd submit a lot of I'm good with flavors. I know what flavors work, you know, I just know from experience and all this stuff. I don't know the scientific shit. Sure. I know it works, I know it doesn't. I've got a lot of miles on me. And I'd make an old drink, you know, whether it be from the employees only time, this and that, the flavors paired well. And I'd say to the team, can you Shingo-fy this? Clean it up.
Clean it up.
Yeah, clean it up. Make it beautiful, more delicate.
All right.
You know, so I learned a lot about that.
Okay.
And I learned that I had to let the drinks do the talking a little more.
Okay.
Because I couldn't communicate with anybody. I don't speak Chinese. You know what I mean? In Singapore, they spoke English. In Panama, I semi-speak some Spanish, but I speak enough that I can get it out. No, I can get what I need out there. But then if they ask me any questions, follow-up questions, I would choke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. Yeah. No sé. But yeah, in Shanghai, it was more like the drinks had to do the talking.
Okay.
How I carried myself, how I moved, how I was pouring, the theatrics of bartending, and the quality and beauty of the drink came kind of paramount. Whereas before, it was sort of the vibe and energy came first, the drink was the garnish.
Gotcha.
The drink was the star, and I had to just let the drinks do the talking for me. And then I came back and I purchased, along with the chef, we purchased the Elysian Café in Hoboken, which is a place I used to work at for employees only.
Okay.
And that place does great, but it's been around since the 1890s. You know, it's been there, it's been a staple. And I always had these dreams when I used to work there. The previous owner told me, it's like when my kids get out of college, I'll sell this place someday. And it stuck with me.
Okay.
His kids were fucking 5 years old. Like he's a little fucking kid. Whatever. College?
Yeah.
You kidding me? So then, guess what? They grew up.
Yeah.
They went to college.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
He sold it.
Yeah. And it was great. I was in Providence. I was the MC of a chicken wing eating contest at a casino at a bourbon fest. Don't fucking ask me.
Right.
Don't ask how I had this happen. But one of the guys I used to bartend with was living up there. He moved up there, and he told me that the previous owner sold the Elysian, he sold his other restaurant, Amanda's, to a longtime maitre d'. So I was like, what about Elysian? And he's like, yeah, I think. So he's like, why don't you call Tommy? Tommy was one of the old standing bartenders there.
Gotcha.
So I called Tommy. I wasn't about to call the owner.
Right.
Hey, you selling your bar? I felt weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's
like,
like
kinda like,
no,
hey,
yeah.
hey, you guys still dating? You know,
Yeah.
you mind if I talk to him?
Yeah.
No, so Tommy's like, yeah, he's actually looking into it. He owns the building too at this point. So one thing led to another. We ended up purchasing the place, and I had all these aspirations of doing all these like different cocktails there at the Elysian Café.
Nice.
And as soon as I took it over, I was like, we're busy already. It's not like we took over a family business.
Sure.
We're busy. We bought it on a Thursday. We were open on Friday.
Okay.
Right. So what I decided to do was not change things. This is what I learned the most. It's like the clientele knows what they want there. Don't make that better. I got a red wine fridge. They drink a ton of wine. So I made optimal temperature for the wines. I got a freezer for the beer glass. There's a lot of draft beer we sell. Instead of just trying to switch over, it's like let's just make the draft beer
A little bit better.
cold. You know, just a little subtle improvements to a already good quality product. And the lowest selling stuff at this place was cocktails. So that allowed me to go in there and do something right away because there's no harm.
Sure.
So it's like I made nice improvements to the drinks and made it a little more approachable and simple and less dated, I guess. You know.
Gotcha.
It's like still sort of disco shot era kind of drinks. So I just modernized some stuff, made whiskey smashes and stuff like that instead of whatever bullshit they were doing, you know. And it worked out really well. And then cocktails ended up going from the lowest selling item to the highest selling item, but people that drank the other stuff, they got better quality product. That stuff.
Okay.
So I didn't try to change anything. I tried to elevate an already existing awesome product.
All right.
And that's what I did.
Alright. That's fucking awesome.
And Sip and Guzzle, of course,
Yeah.
I learned just coming back home how fulfilling and how funny young people are, but also that it's okay if I'm Shingo's guard dog.
Alright.
I wanted to be Shingo's guard dog.
Nice.
We always thought at employees only downstairs in the kitchen, there was a little bathroom that we would open up if we got really busy.
Yeah.
And it was the size of a fucking airplane bathroom at the time. I always thought it'd be great if you opened that door and opened the door to like an angel share instead of a fucking airline bathroom.
Very nice.
So I always had this kind of dream of being sort of Shingo's guard dog, so to speak. You know,
Gotcha.
you fight through the high volume bar and then you just finally sit down
Just
and get a
open
chance
up.
to like chill out.
Nice.
And you got to fight through the crowd on the
Yeah.
way out. Yeah, that was the nucleus of our Sip and Guzzle adventure.
That's fucking awesome.
It was that idea.
Love it. Well, there we go. Question 2. Cheers.
Cheers.
Question 3. Drink 3. What are we drinking?
Hot toddy.
Excellent.
But I got a little something for you.
Okay.
Right? I learned this little trick from a guy named Dean Cowan.
Okay.
Dean Cowan was the global monkey shoulder ambassador a decade ago.
Okay.
Long-time bar guy. Awesome guy. Tons of energy. Super smart guy. This is like an espresso sort of milk frother.
Okay.
Right? It's made to like make cappuccinos.
Sure,
It comes
sure.
with your little machine. You can make one or maybe two at a time if you're lucky, you know, if you have the right glassware. But at home, this is great. Or if you're at a bar that doesn't necessarily make a lot of hot drinks, right? You put the hot toddy in there. You pour it in here. You hit the button, and when it's done, it comes out about 155 degrees. I did the test. Which is kind of optimal temperature for a hot drink. I mean, alcohol boils at 173,
Okay.
I believe. So this is it gets the whole drink nice and hot. Because if you ever pour like really hot water into like a room temperature whiskey or brandy, and then with cold lemon juice,
Sure.
you end up with this lukewarm toddy bullshit, you know. So this comes out. The entire drink is proper temperature. You hit the button. It'll take like a minute or so, but if somebody orders a hot drink at the bar, they're willing to wait for you to cook
Sure.
it up, I guess.
Yeah.
It's fine. And there you have it. Right then and there. It's a trick I've been using forever. You do this at home, you do it at the bar. It's perfect. So right now it should be 155, which is hotter than a fireman's ass, I believe. Right?
Excellent.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We make the hot toddy here.
Oh,
That's nice. Yeah, that's good. We make the hot toddy here. Honey syrup, 2-to-1 honey syrup, lemon juice, and we scotch.
All right.
And then water. Top it up.
Very nice.
There you go. Temper the glass with super hot water if you can.
Yeah.
And there you go. We did a clove-studded orange twist here. When there's honey involved, I like to mix honey and orange together. Like that's usually a garnish of mine. My go-to when it comes to anything with honey. I love the orange.
All right.
The orange aroma with honey for me is this honeyed orange kind of thing. I think, you know. And it's been a brutal winter in New York so far.
It has.
It's only early January.
It's just starting.
So this is a great drink to offer, especially people coming in here in the cold. And it's a classic, and again, easy one to make. You hit the button, and you forget about it. You know. And again, I don't like putting the boiling water in like some lukewarm shit. You know what I mean? So this is it's my preferred style of hot toddy. And again, I can't take credit for it. This is a Dean Cowan vehicle that
I'm gonna steal it from you, and then we'll give Dean credit as well.
This is what the bar business is all about: is learning from each other and growing, and also giving a sort of flowers to those who deserve it. You know, I'm quick to give flowers to people that have helped me and taught me along the way. You know?
Well, and I love too that now we have a new measurement. So hotter than a fireman's ass is going to be.
That is a unit of measurement.
That is now a unit of
Here in the
measurement.
West
So,
Village,
that's. But right. So, question 3. When we interview people that are like bar owners or bar managers, we always ask like, what advice would you have for somebody opening up a bar? And most of the response is, don't do it. And here you are on again. I went to art school, so I'm really bad at math. But I'm thinking 7th or 8th bar is according to.
Well, right now I'm a owner, operator, shareholder, investor in 8 different places.
Yeah.
I only do operations in a small portion of
Right.
those. Yeah, I only do operations in about 3 or 4, depending on the year.
But so that I guess off of that, just our question 3 then. Why do you keep expanding? I mean, why do you keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I never understood that don't do it.
Yeah,
thing.
me neither.
This business, being a bar owner, has given me so much in my life. And I've seen great success with it, and I've seen some failures as well. But like, what else are you gonna do?
Right.
You're a bartender, like what the fuck else? What do you want to do? Like, so many people are quick. I was actually to answer this just the other day. So many people are so quick to jump off, to jump out. It's like then, I don't know, what are we even doing there? It's like you want to open the bar, you want to be a bar owner, go for it.
Right.
Make your dreams come true. But advice, obviously, I mentioned earlier, get that valuable experience. Learn on someone else's dime. But also treat your investment seriously. People give you money, get it back to them as fast as you can, and have the plan to get it back. You can be so creative. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this, but make sure that paying back your investors is top priority. Because the quicker you pay them back, the quicker they'll do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
For me, being a bar owner, it's what I wanted to do when I first made my first drink.
Okay.
And I'm really happy. And again, when I say bar owner, I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm the guy.
Right.
I'm a partner. I'm a partner in all these ventures. I'm a shareholder. Some silent, some investments, this and that. But I know what I'm good at. I stick to it. If I have to branch off, obviously I will. But for me, it's all about trying to be one of one in a certain area of the bar.
Gotcha.
And when it comes to bar management and building, developing a team, I feel like I'll look myself in the mirror and say, you can do this.
Okay.
You know, and then you learn along the way, you know, and things get serious when you become a bar owner. But you seriously get your money back and you're good to go.
All right.
That's my approach.
And again, like too, from the just even the stories that you told us on the previous, like even with here, you open, like locked it down on a Thursday, opened on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like it seems like that's kind of the thing. Yeah. So like I mean, like seem to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. And again, having good partners works as well. You know, all these different ventures are a lot of them with different people, different partners, different groups of partners and stuff. So managing that, for me, employees in Singapore, that was all about what I thought needed to happen, what I was going to do.
Sure.
This and that. But as I gotten older, you start to entrust other people as well.
Yeah.
Like I know what needs to be done in all these businesses. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So you just fucking hire somebody, or you partner up with somebody who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
I got another order.
Sure, no worries.
Again, another delivery came in, but we're good.
No worries.
We're stocked up on beer for the week.
Excellent.
We got tons of beer. Yeah, that should be one of our 5 drinks. At this
Yeah.
Going back to bar ownership, right, and just little tidbits of advice is the business plan, right? People are going to give you money if you're looking for investors. They want to know how the heck they're going to get their money back, right? Like how? Like how many seats? What are you going to charge? This and that. Your performer. You got to dial that in. For me, I always, when I think of a new business, I think of employees only.
Yeah.
Because I worked there forever. I managed the place on someone else's dime.
Right.
I tried to learn as much as I could about owning the bar, and tried to make that bar as profitable as I possibly can, because I figured that would carry over. But for me, I looked at the amount of seats, the square footage, and I said, what percentage of sales, like how is it going to work percentage-wise? So let's just say, for instance, I think this new bar can do 75% of the numbers of VO. And then I just kind of guesstimate from there. But when you're making a business plan and trying to get money, you want to be conservative, because it's better to sort of under-promise and over-deliver than do it the other way around. You know what I mean? So you got to make the numbers make sense. And for me, it's all about, if I'm going to invest in a project, it's all about the payback plan and payback time.
Okay.
Why a lot of people probably talk about being bar owners, like, I don't do it, is because these leases, in some markets, the leases are even shorter than here in New York. When New York's like 10 plus 5 is like kind of standard.
Sure.
But in Asia, some places are 4 years,
Sure.
8 years and stuff. You got to make your money back in a certain amount of time to enjoy the years on your lease, because you can't, when the lease is up, you have to think the whole project is from lease to lease and that's it. That's the mentality I take, right? I can't just think, oh yeah, we'll be open for 35 years. You can't take that approach. You want to make your money back and be profitable well before that, right? So let's just say you have a 10-year lease, and my business plan says, yeah, you'll make your money back in 5, 6 years, and then you get 4 years of profit. It's like, that's not juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Right.
But if it's like 10 years, yeah, I got 2 years and then 8 years of profit, all right, count me in, now we're talking, you know what I mean? Same idea if it's a 8-year lease, you know, you're paying back in less than a year, then fuck yeah, we're in business. It'll take you 3-4 years on an 8-year lease. It's like, is it a wise investment or not?
Sure. All right.
So that's something to consider.
Okay.
Is the length of lease and your payback plan within that length of lease, and don't That's why a lot of bar owner, we tell each other, yeah, I just signed a new lease. We applaud them,
Right.
Because it's like they got a brand new
Yeah.
lease on life.
Yeah,
so,
right.
No pun intended, but yeah, it's like a series of pets.
Sure.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Unfortunately, every decade or so, you can't count on them. Imagine your pet. Hey, we just double your pet's life. You're like, oh heck yeah. Yeah. So that's a brutal analogy, but
it's again
something to consider.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
You know, the artistic side, all that stuff. That's all good and great, but you got to dial in the business stuff, because at the end of the day, for me, I treat the bar business as a profession first, before a means for art.
Sure.
Or anything else. It's a profession. It's a craft. It's it's a job.
Yeah.
And it's not a charity.
Sure.
There's livelihoods on the line here.
People.
Yeah. We can do charity. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of aspects of charity we do, but at the end of the day, the whole business as a whole, it should be designed to be profitable for everybody that put their money in. Because if they put their money in for you, they deserve the money back.
Gotcha.
Awesome. That's mine.
No, perfect. I love that. So with awards, because I know like you were at EO when they won their first major bar of the year,
That was great.
and everything. Is for you, awards don't matter, the end goal, or just new pressure?
Extracurricular, strictly extracurricular only.
Okay.
If it's the only goal, you're going to be stressed the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you have to develop yourself as a pillar in the community, as somebody who's a successful bar, on your way to paying back the investors or pay them back, and then you enjoy the extracurriculars. It feels great to get a pat on the back from your peers.
Okay.
It really does. And I wouldn't say we go hunting for it, but you know who these people are when
Sure.
they come in. You have to make sure you take advantage of the people that come to visit you.
Right.
Not take advantage of, but you know who's at your bar for the most part if you've been
Right.
around for a while,
Yeah,
and you make sure that they fully understand what you're doing. Going back to the other one, like or don't like, understand what you're doing is important.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think that's my approach to
Okay.
it, at least. It feels great,
Right.
but I don't want to. No, if somebody gives me an award, I'm not gonna shit on the awards.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You just accept it with grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're humble in defeat and gracious in victory,
Yeah.
and there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I love it when a bar tells me they don't care about awards, and then the next thing you see them is with that red scarf
Give me the
around
first
their
one
neck.
on fucking stage waving it,
Yeah. And again, we all love fucking awards. I mean, let's be honest.
I just the platforms for a lot of these awards now, there's like a new member of our ecosystem in the bar. It used to be people who make booze, right?
Yeah.
People who buy the booze, people who drink the booze. Like that was it. And now there's a lot of outside factors that have come in, but that's the world.
Yeah.
And I've embraced it. I really have. I'm not going to scoff at these things. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of these things, and I'm always going to be eternally grateful for it.
No.
But to say that's what I live and breathe for would be a lie.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate it immensely, and it's something that I do take a lot of pride in.
No, and as you should. Like, it's hard as fucking hell. And again, I love it when a bar like that I frequent gets awarded or numbered and like just everything, and then the scarf, and it's so cool just to be like to cheer for them. But I assume it's something like chasing the dragon. It's like once you get it, it's really hard to be consistent, and then also like.
Well, that's why I was so excited about Sip and Guzzle, right? We were just 5 last year in North America and 39, I think, in the world. And it's being an employee's only for so long, you get attached to it. I got the tattoo, It was Steve from EO for so long. Steve from EO. You sort of get afraid to sort of go off and do something else, right? So in order to just go there and do that, I don't want to say on my own, because I have a laundry list of partners and people that have helped me, but to be able to do it outside of the EO brand was really special for me, because we just have a mirror. It's like I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
There
it's
is
fucking
life.
awesome.
There is life. Life goes on. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
move
But,
on.
no, but it's also something to be like, oh, there's this machine.
Yeah.
But then also to do it yourself.
Yeah,
And
so that in particular in the Sip and Guzzle was especially special for me.
It's awesome.
And it's something I'll always cherish, even
Right.
if we're never on it ever again.
Yeah.
We did it, I did it with the team, we did it all together. Tales of a Cocktail,
Yeah.
we're there,
Yeah.
and we made it happen, and we're going to try to build off of it and use it as inspiration and motivation for the next year.
Awesome.
But if you're on it one time, and you're not on it the next time, you can't take it personally. Yeah, you can't. Just life goes on.
Well, there we go. Awesome. Question 3. And my fucking hot toddy is still hot. So that's fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, well, question 4, drink 4. What are we drinking?
Sidecar,
Excellent.
one of my favorites.
Very nice.
Absolutely. Super classic with the sugared rim.
That's how I was gonna say, you went pure fucking like 70s classic. This is amazing.
Well, let's sip this first, and then I'll tell you what makes this a little bit different.
Try it. Cheers.
It's dry, and that sugar just kind of binds all the flavors together. For me, a little bit of sugar really just makes all the other flavors sort of pop.
Okay.
Right? For this, it's half-ounce lemon juice, and then you got 1 ounce Cointreau and 1 ounce cognac.
Okay.
Trust me, it sounds bizarre, right? But you forget that Cointreau is 40% as well, right?
Sure.
And it is a sweeter one, but it's quite dry.
Yeah.
So adding just a touch of sugar on the rim with the lemon juice, orange expression on top as well. It's dry, and that sugar just really brings all the flavors together, and it achieves that balance. Trust me, everybody, you gotta trust me on this. 1 ounce cognac, 1 ounce Cointreau, half-ounce lemon, sugared rim. And this glass is the perfect size for it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite glasses right here. I forget the name of it, but I think it's a 5-ounce glass. And it just works out just because of how wide it is. It doesn't look, the wash line looks really good. And the orange twist, I like to just twist to discard.
Right.
I do a lot of twisting and discarding.
She said.
I don't like to drop them in drinks because the longer they sit, I just feel like it changes the drink in a way that I don't necessarily want.
Gotcha.
When you think about a good drink, I want it to be good from beginning to end.
Alright.
And that's kind of why I just do the oils on top for the aroma and the bounce. If you throw the damn thing in, it's going to affect the taste, I think, over time. So that's why I do a lot of discarding. Or if I do a lemon twist and a martini, it'd be really thin, just to try to get as little sort of that pith and bitterness,
Alright.
as little as I possibly can. So that's one of my favorites.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I was so excited when you dipped it in sugar first. I was
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, old school style. So
yeah, love it.
one thing about the classic cocktails that I find special to my heart here at Birds, but also I have a little bit of history of classics in Singapore during COVID, right? I told you about we couldn't play music, people had to be apart, this and that, so I had to lean on the drinks a little more. I had to get people sort of invested in drinking. Employees Only Singapore is very much loud music, vibe, and energy, and we couldn't do any of that.
All right.
They nerfed us.
Yeah.
So I had a vision of sort of getting people emotionally and, of course, financially invested in drinking at Employees Only. So I was in 3-week quarantine in a hotel room, and I found myself playing my Xbox that I brought.
Yeah.
And I had the Xbox Game Pass that has 100 games or whatever.
Yeah.
I found myself just playing all sorts of shit just to keep myself busy. And Netflix, I guess, as well. You pay and then you want to watch a bunch of stuff. Some people, I pay for Peacock just for The Office.
Right.
But you know what I mean. But rarely do you just pay for one show.
Right,
Get your money's worth. So I'm like, because you're invested in it monthly, you're paying. So I was like, I don't want like a drinking subscription service, but I wanted the idea of getting people emotionally invested in drinking.
Gotcha.
So I came up with a thing called the 99 Classics Club,
Okay.
where I thought about all the drinks that I made in my whole career that people had called for. Not something that you read in an obscure cocktail book.
Sure.
Something that fucking Wondrich wrote about. Something that someone actually asked me for.
Okay.
And I came up with like 120 something. I wrote them all down that I knew I made that someone asked me. I probably forgot some. And then I whittled it down to 99. I thought it had a nice ring.
Nice.
So I got this idea probably 16 years ago or so from the time I visited St. Louis.
Okay.
There was this bar called Sanctuary run by a guy named Matt at the time. And they had this sort of cocktail club where there was, you know, the old marble composition notebooks?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and they had the list of all the classics and stuff, and you'd write about it and stuff, and you'd mark them down. And that's what made you think about, again, the investment. So it was like 99 Classics Club.
Nice.
And it was basically our happy hour.
All right.
So there were smaller portions, and you know, you go there, smaller portions, less expensive. And it was designed for you to go, maybe have 2 or 3, you know, before dinner on a Thursday. Every Thursday, 3 drinks, because it was from 4 to 7. It was our happy hour.
Okay.
Instead of like, hey, $10 spritzes, it was like, there's 99 Classics Club. You keep your book there, and you sign up, and it's free to sign up. If you do all 99, no time limit. You do all 99, you get 10% of the money you spent back, and then you get 10% off the rest of your life or the rest of our lives.
Nice.
Whatever comes first.
Right.
And it was fun to get people, you know, imagine, you know, you got 2 or 3 cocktails before dinner on a Thursday. You're in for, you know, 6 to 8, 9 months of coming there every Thursday. And now people walking through the curtain, instead of that vibe and energy, you have people drinking all different shapes and sizes, classic cocktails, all different drinks, and then it helped the bartenders learn. You know, they saw a lot of these classics they never heard of.
Right.
Because, you know, these kids, they haven't heard a lot of these classics, and then they go, well, I had a drink at this bar that tasted similar to this, so it helped them expand their creativity.
Gotcha.
Where they did, you know, obviously everyone knows in aviation, but they could have just done riffs on aviation or riffs on honeymoon cocktail, or these things that they never heard of and stuff. And that sort of, it kind of powered us through COVID and beyond. Because now we're busy from 4 to 7 with the 99 Classic Club people, and it's just nice to have a buzz. And then, of course, after 7 o'clock when we're ready to open again, that's when the higher volume people come in. So now we had early business and later business.
Fucking nice.
And it sort of worked out. We've retired it since because we didn't necessarily need it anymore.
Okay.
But it was a nice little get us through the tail end of COVID sort of special.
Awesome.
And it helped me write down all these classics. And
there you go.
Yeah, and refine them. And I had to drink them all and make sure that all the specs were right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I came up with that was a long story to come up. That's how I got the sidecar recipe.
No, but I fucking love that. That's awesome. Do you still have any of those books left, or?
Genre books, they're all in Singapore somewhere.
Okay.
Those stacks. Some people came, they did it once, they
right.
had 3 drinks and left. Some people would draw pictures of everyone.
Right.
Some people would write notes if they liked it, they didn't like it.
Okay.
I want to make them small because with 99 drinks, you're not going to like them all.
Sure, yeah.
I had a French martini on that list. Told the bartender, if it tastes like shit, you made it right.
You made it right.
So, at the Bronx cocktail, it's the same one. Yeah. Tastes like shit. Yeah, well done. Yeah,
well done.
Yeah,
You did
good
right.
job. Yeah, so that's why they were also smaller portions, and that's why this one again is 1 ounce. But cognac is expensive, and Cointreau is expensive. They're high quality stuff. So I used Pierre Ferrand, the 1860 in this one.
Nice.
And
So good. I mean, you had me at the sugar grim, so I was so
for me, if you're gonna do, a sidecar for me is okay to have a little bit of a smaller volume. Because the quality of the stuff inside is super good.
All right.
That's question 4.
Question 4. So I've been waiting for this because, like I said, we reached out to a lot of former guests, that mutual friends.
Yeah.
And so Jan Warren came back with a bunch of questions. But the one that he said that I had to ask, and I'm excited to find this answer. So Jan wants to know, who's your favorite wrestler and why?
I think I want to say The Undertaker.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Why? I think he's always the guy, but he's not the guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's talk about a guy, when I was talking about being a really good employee, the one that you could always count on.
Sure.
Undertaker's always that guy. Oh yeah, always that guy.
All right.
Well respected.
Yeah.
When he spoke, people listened,
Yep.
but he was never the guy.
Right.
And I just think that encapsulates my career.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For
Although I'm not fucking 6'12",
Yeah.
300 pounds, but the idea.
You are an American badass, so there you go.
Well, I always wanted to be a pro wrestler, but
Okay.
a person with my figure.
Yeah.
We wouldn't draw money.
Sure. Well,
So-
no, that's changed now, though. You look at Finn Balor, stuff like that.
Yeah, it has
he's
changed.
He's
but,
tiny.
but now I'm a little too old to get into it. I don't think I can. Yeah, so that was always I loved pro wrestling. I loved again the idea of larger than life characters in some kind of spectacle.
Right.
And for me, the spectacle is what always drew me to pro wrestling.
Okay.
It wasn't two guys pretending to fight. It was these larger than life characters showcasing something for an audience, and I just related that a lot to the bar and traveling a lot. I've traveled so much.
Sure.
These guys spent 300 days on the road.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's like it's always so interesting to hear these stories and to see how this road show really works behind the scenes, but also the spectacle, the fireworks.
Right.
Again, I told you earlier about the scene I see of somebody walking into the bar and the light. Same idea, when you walk and you see the lights go out and you hear the gong of the Undertaker, everybody stops what they're doing. They know it's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
They know it's the
Not even
stupidest
if you're not even a fan, you know what it is. It's hit that culture point.
It's especially during the late '90s, early 2000s is when I was in high school in the '90s. It was a time. To say the least. So the spectacle of it, the idea of these larger than life characters. Because when you're behind the bar, I'd like to be myself, turned up a bit.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that ties pretty well into bartending, right?
Coming up in New York City, when I started at Employees Only, I could count the cocktail bars on one hand. Right. There was Angel Share. There was Milk and Honey.
Yep.
There was Pegu Club. Flatiron Lounge.
Yeah.
Employees Only, Pegu Club.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
Right. In that order that opened. And then shortly after, PDT, Def & Co. opened up. And then
Little Ranch.
both of these places opened up. But you could count the bars when I started EO on one hand. But there was so much larger than life characters behind that bar. I mean, there still is amazing larger than life characters, don't get me wrong. But all these people now that have gone on to own bars, start their own programs, become global brand ambassadors and all this stuff, they were all part of a small community of these,
Fucking love it.
of these characters,
Yeah.
And for me, again, I always just related it to that aspect.
Yeah,
of
I love it.
wrestling
I
and
love
stuff
it.
like
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
So-
I got a quick story if you don't mind.
Please, Ivan.
I'm at Employees Only on a Sunday. We open up. It's a little bit on the slower side. And these ladies walk in, right? And this one lady orders a Manhattan, right? And the Manhattan cocktail we make at EO is based off of Jerry Thomas's Manhattan. Of course, Jerry Thomas is the guy who wrote the first cocktail book, how to mix drinks, 1862, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And she had the Manhattan. She's like, this is one of the best Manhattans I've ever had. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's this guy, Jerry Thomas, blah, blah, blah. I went through the whole deal. And she goes, that's my uncle's name, Jerry Thomas. I'm like, he's like owns a John Deere dealership in the Midwest. And I was like, well, tell him that he's got a
Cocktail book?
yeah, well, he's got the same name as one of the most pioneering, famous bartenders, And then I went and I told my colleague Dev about The Rock returning to Survival Series at Madison Square Garden and how I wanted to go. And then just maintain good rapport with this guest. And then she hands me her card or whatever before she left. She goes, hey, I'm Shane McMahon's assistant, who was Vince McMahon's son.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take care of you for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
then I hit her up, and she got me seats front row.
Awesome.
Next to The Rock's mom and Run from Run DMC. And I'm in The Rock's documentary.
I want to see what type of ring shape The Rock's in.
Going like this shit. And front row. I sent her for Christmas, I sent her the Imbibe magazine, Imbibe book by Dave Wonder.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we still remain friends. She actually came to Birds a couple weeks ago.
Awesome.
That
is so awesome.
But my knowledge of pro wrestling helped us.
There we go. But all right, well, I think we answered Jan's question.
Question 4. Let's do number 5.
Yeah, do number 5. Question 5, drink 5. That's drink of the night. What are we drinking?
Espresso martini.
Excellent.
It's on the list.
Keep it going.
Yeah, of course. It is a classic.
Yeah.
Modern classic. And it's one of my favorites. I love making it, and people love drinking it. So there we go. Best of both worlds. Yep.
Awesome.
Little vodka, of course. I use Borghetti as well.
Okay.
Italian espresso liqueur, touch of sugar, and then espresso. There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Not sweet.
That's chocolatey, yummy goodness. Like that. That's
good.
perfect. That's yeah. Not too over like that. That's just it's coffee, but it's not overpowering coffee. It's just right there. Fuck yeah.
I love the glassware too.
Yeah, that's
The problem with these, man, is they always come back with chips, and I think it's from people toasting.
Sure.
I think that's what it is.
Hit too hard.
Yeah, these things are nice and light. It's like when you're making classics too. No, I just wanted really nice glassware because all we got to hang our hats on are classics. So I want to make them look as good as they possibly can, but also make them again the Swiss Army knife that any bartender can work it.
Yeah.
It's like you got a nice set of glassware for you too. That's not so expensive, but nice.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know how many more of these things I can buy.
Yeah,
They keep fucking chipping.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's super thin. Like that is that.
So let's toast. Let's not toast too fucking hard.
Not too-
Okay.
just a
Yeah.
slight- All right. So question 5 comes down to the flip of the Whiskey Wednesday coin. You can flip it. You can spin it. You can do whatever you want. The coin will give us the answer. You don't have to answer. It's just a fuck yeah or fuck no question. So, and question 5 actually comes from another mutual friend that we reached out to. So Jeffrey Morgenthaler wants to know. Again, I'm going to read it just to make sure I have it right. But so Jeffrey Morgenthaler wants to know if you can go back in time and remember to press record when you interviewed me at the Las Vegas Bar and Nightclub show for your podcast back in 2015, would you?
Man. I knew he was going to say that shit.
Oh,
I had the best interview of my life.
we've all been there, yep.
I forgot to hit record. And this was in BC. This was in Berlin.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
was in Berlin. It wasn't in Vegas.
Oh, all right. All right.
So it's like he don't even fucking remember.
You don't remember.
But so I was the first bartender that, at least in our small industry, to have their own podcast.
Okay.
They're produced by me, everything by me.
Yeah.
And I got the inspiration from listening to pro wrestling podcasts.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
On my bike ride, I used to ride 45-minute bike ride to work and back, and I'd listen to just these stories of like Chris Jericho or Steve Austin, Jim Cornette, of all these people that were on the road for 300, all these stories.
Yeah.
And this was the height of me traveling for work, and I was like, well, I'm on the road a lot. I know a lot of these characters. Like, why don't I just do this with bartenders?
Okay.
And I had an amazing run, but then when I opened up Employees Only Singapore, I was too busy for it.
Yeah, sure.
Real life got in the way of my podcast. And then I tried to record it again years later, and it just wasn't the same. So it just sounded like all the others. And I was like, I don't like any of the others. So I was like, this one sucks too, I guess. But yeah, I had Morgenthaler on, because Jeff Morgenthaler was somebody, I think he's just one of the most real, honest, best bartenders. Like bartender that you'll ever meet. Yeah, he's the best.
He was so cool. Again, I like yourself when you said yes right off the bat. When I reached out to him and he just was like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
He's great. I'm free then. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, shit. I didn't even expect a yes, and then for him to be like, yeah, I'm free this day.
I saw that. He did it online.
Yeah. But like it was amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So, we're at the bar show BCB, and I interviewed him, man, and it was so fucked up because it was tasting all this stuff. Fucked up. Burning the candles at both ends.
Happens.
And then we had this amazing freaking thing, and then I went to listen to it back. All you heard was me. So I didn't even. My mic was on. I didn't turn his fucking mic on. I was like, a lot of wisdom, a lot of stuff dropping, and we were clowning each other so bad, and it was lost the time, unfortunately. So.
But again, it's a great moment between the two of you. So there you go.
Yeah, that was it. And it's we constantly always make fun of it.
Yeah.
The me fucking up. So the answer is it. Wait, should I supposed to flip this?
I mean, you could, but I think we already know the answer. And
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
So there you go.
But yeah, one thing about Morgenthaler as well, I remember my first mentor in the bar business. His name was John Hoboken. He worked with Tobin Ellis at a company called Bar Magic in Las Vegas. He was from the DC area, and of course I was working in DC. He sort of took me under his wing, and he was the first adult I met in the business that did this for a living. And he took me under his wing. And I used to ask him a lot of questions on how to do this, how to do that. He's like, you want to learn how to do it? I can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? So my figuring it out often led me to the Morgenthaler method.
Alright.
At the time, that's all you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck about that.
And so I would follow Jeff Morgenthaler's stuff. And yeah, he's like the first guy to just give away information on how to do shit.
Yeah.
Figuring out trial and error. And
Yeah.
you sit at his bar, and he's got the best blend of great drinks and quick, witty banter. Yeah. He's ugly as shit. But, he can't help. He can't help that, unfortunately. But smart guy at home. Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That is 5 drinks down, 5 questions answered. Thank you so much for having us at Birds. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait till we drink together again. So cheers to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And
despite all the side quests going on here, we made it happen.
it's a fucking amazing day. So thank you so much.